This is Gadget Stop 321. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the portable punch for the Lihit Lab Aqua Drops notebooks. Now, I determined in one of the previous videos that the paper that comes in these is not exactly fountain pen friendly. In fact, most of the time it's not. There are a few pen and ink, fountain pen and ink combinations that work, but most don't. So if you have some other notebooks that you know are fountain pen friendly, or you just have other notes, other things from magazines or journals or something like that that you want to be able to put into these notebooks, this portable punch could come in handy. I know my compact punch that I got for my ARC notebook earlier this year has really come in handy. Now, one of the good things about this punch as opposed to this one is this one has an enclosed area that captures the little paper shavings or paper tabs that are punched out, and you have to empty this after every 2 or 3 sheets of paper or it gets all jammed up. But this little compact punch, that little area is open, so they just come out the bottom. You don't have to worry about it getting jammed up. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. There are different lines. There's one line that you use for B5 and A5 size paper. In fact, the line is even with these little notches here, so you just line your paper up with the little notch for those. And it says for other, you have to scoot it a little bit farther that way. I assume that other just means the pocket notebook. So let's give this a try. I've got my Rhodium notepad is exactly the same size. These are both A5, but unfortunately my Rhodium pad is staple bound, so when I tear out a sheet of paper, it's a little bit too short for this. So you wouldn't want to fill an entire notebook with this type of paper, but if you had the odd note that you had taken, you could punch it, and that's what I'm going to do now. Okay, there's a little paper guard there, and I'm just going to line this up. You just slide the paper till it lines up with that notch, and okay, that was a little bit more difficult to punch than I anticipated, but did an okay job. That looks okay. Now, so that your holes are lined up correctly, put your last 2 holes that you punched in those notches, and it will line it up. Okay. Now that hole kind of mangled it a little bit, but not bad. And I'm going to have to punch it one more time. Okay. Now, since my paper was an odd size, it ends on half of the punch, half of the hole. Let's see how it fits in here. You can see I did a practice page here, and it fits perfectly. So that's a nice option. I wouldn't want to punch an entire notebook using that compact punch, but it's good for 1 or 2 notes here or there. All right. Now, let's try a little pocket notebook. And again, it's roughly the same width, just a little bit shorter. Let's see. Now this one, to get it to line up correctly, I can't see through the viewfinder, the little line, so I'm going to have to look at this off camera and get it lined up. Okay, now, okay, that worked a little bit better. It wasn't as rough. And again, since it's not the exact same size, it punched a little extra over here. Let's see. Yeah, that lines it up pretty good. That guideline worked well for this one. The paper's a little bit wider, but you know, that I think this is going to be a handy tool to have if you've got these two notebooks. I think it was about $10. Now, the punch itself feels pretty durable, but this little, let me see, this little plastic, this little guide here is plastic and it's pretty thin, so be careful with that. Just judging by how difficult it was to punch these little single sheets of paper, these Rhodia notebooks, I think it's either 80 or 90 GSM. It's not super thick paper, but I don't think I would attempt punching anything like cardstock. But I think it's a nice tool to have. If you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel.